Hello, welcome back to episode 2 of the Must View Review on my YouTube channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. It's down here, I think. Right?
That's good gesture work.
Thank you. The Must View Review is 3 friends sharing videos because we don't see each other in person, right?
Not
Been
too
a
much.
long time.
Yeah, it's been a while. So we got Schuyler Schweers, a longtime collaborator, musician, audio engineer, and my old college roommate.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yep, and also from Philadelphia is Joe Arcidiacono,
What's up?
writer, editor, wrestling enthusiast, podcaster,
Sometimes.
sometimes
On and off.
podcaster. Okay.
Also, your old
Intermittent.
roommate.
Yep, also my old roommate. So we used to just show each other videos all the time because we were in the same house. But now they're in Philadelphia-ish, and I am in Los Angeles, so we have to do it on the internet.
Pennsyltucky.
I am.
Yeah. It's more accurate.
Rob's out there living the high life.
That's right. You see the sun shining on my face.
Yeah, the sun's on me, and it just looks like I have a Phantom of the Opera mask on.
That's right.
Yeah, it snowed a bit last night, so I'm getting in, winter.
Yeah, we just had a wintry mix.
Really?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. It's supposed to snow more later this week. I think global warming's taking care of that. We're not going to have that too much longer.
No, that'll be done with real soon. I actually got a call this morning. I still have a Connecticut number, and I got a call from an old lady. Was like, Blake, are you gonna come and plow my driveway this morning? And I was like, ma'am, I think you have the wrong number. Check the numbers. Call it again, but check them.
Oh, Blake, you're such a prankster. I'll expect you later.
No, yeah.
I thought it was an old client, like you used to shovel her drive like 20 years ago, and she's just having a senior moment.
This isn't driveway shoveling arms, These aren't muscles that were made for manual labor.
He is an artiste.
You trick your friends into shoveling the snow and sharing. You manage them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I convinced them to shovel my snow. Anyway, we're getting off topic. We are here to share videos, and today's theme is wrestling. But like the funny side of wrestling, right?
The professional wrestling. Yeah.
There's
Most
a
of it's gonna be
very
pretty
serious
funny.
side. There's a very
Yeah, it's
serious
always,
side to wrestling.
to me, professional wrestling is always very serious, but I think to most other people in North America, it's really goofy.
But like an important part of wrestling is like the character building, right? Like it's basically soap operas for our generation of young men.
I'm the kind of fan that I appreciate the action a lot more than the rest of the stuff, but characters and personalities and costumes and presentation and entrances and all that stuff is very important in American pro wrestling.
Don't leave out Mexico, though. I mean, that's all very important for Mexican wrestling.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Lucha Libre,
Lucha Libre, the characters and the costumes and the different, the rudos, the technicos, the high flying,
Sorry, I just
all that
wanted
kind
to
of stuff.
clarify. I just wanted to clarify.
But in Mexico, the wrestling is all very important, and it's like.
Oh, I see okay. I'm seeing
and in Japan especially, it used to be a lot more of the work and the action is what was important, and where the people just had like different color tights on, and that was their character. And we're going to be continuing with the last episode's theme of music videos.
Okay.
And music videos made by professional wrestlers, a couple of them today.
Are these like crossover? Is this a crossover type situation?
A crossover, you could say it's like a segue sort of from last week into this.
But like wrestlers moving into the music video, like rapping or singing, is that like considered a crossover, or do you just like we just accept?
I think it's just all part of it. It's all part of the entertainment aspect of professional wrestling.
Okay.
Because like this first video we're gonna watch is by a little guy named Jerry the King Lawler, who may or may not be canceled today. I can't remember exactly.
We haven't checked on his cancellation
I mean, he's
status.
definitely done a lot of suspect things, and if you watch any of the stuff that he did in the Attitude Era, it doesn't really hold up today. But this is just a video that he did about himself called World's Greatest Wrestler, starring one Jerry the King Lawler.
So far, awesome.
There he is, the epitome of 80s man, Jerry the King Lawler.
I love the way he does his goatee from this era.
Yeah.
Just really
it's like
thin.
a bat. It's like a bat silhouette.
Now, was this during the Andy Kaufman feuding years?
I think it was a little afterwards. I think it was a little after that. Because these clips are from All Japan.
That was the
and that was like
70s?
late 80s, 90s, yeah. Because the Andy Kaufman stuff was in the 70s.
No, I think it was the early 80s, right?
We also don't fact check.
Yeah.
How would you feel like as the guitarist you're just throwing that solo away into the abyss?
He got to wear the hat, at least.
That's fair.
Yeah, because I think most of the production values go into his outfit here, his cape, and his hairstyling. You can tell it's like Lego guy hair. It's just like popped onto the top of his head right there. It's not moving at all.
That's perfect. It's exactly what it is.
The haircuts and the fact that it's all like white bluesmen lets me think that it's around the time that Roadhouse was made.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
Because I got the blind bluesman the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me.
Chicago Blues.
I don't know what I was expecting, but his singing is, if you can call it that, is spot on to what my expectation was. It's just awesome.
It's not bad.
He's leaving lots of room for solos because I don't think he spent that much time on lyrics.
Yeah, they each took a solo.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the bass solo now.
Drum solo.
Drum solo.
Let's see it in this 3-minute song.
He seems pretty satisfied with himself.
Yeah, the attitude and being satisfied in his own antics is something that Jerry the King Lawler never lacked.
I think the goatee's like a trident.
Yeah, because there's not much of a
Yeah.
there's not much of a mustache. It just kind of is from the chin up to the sides.
And that was video number 1. That was a hit as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, like, he's talking about how great he is with, like, a blues background. Usually blues, you're kind of meant to be sad. It's a divergent genres, you know?
Yeah, he's mixing all sorts of things. He's an entertainer. Because he's not sad about anything. He's the king. He's the king of Memphis.
Why would the king be sad?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very like Steven Seagal blues.
Exactly. Because, you know, if there's one thing that professional wrestlers do, it's put themselves over. And that's more important than anything else. You are the most important. I'm the best. I'm the best you've ever seen. Doesn't matter that this form of music is generally supposed to be more introspective and sad and moody. That's just what he was always listening to, but he's going to put that music behind lyrics about how great he is.
He was an entertaining dude, I'll give him that.
Yeah.
Cancellation be damned.
Do we know if he was canceled? Is that
Was it from that fateful airplane ride or whatever? We could have a whole other podcast about this, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, we'll revisit it. Let us know in the comments if Jerry Lawler is.
In your opinion, you know, it doesn't
You
even
put it on them.
Generally, like, you know, who's canceled for one person isn't for the other. So
Yeah, I don't know if he's...
IMO.
I think there probably is a reason why they don't use him in WWE anymore these days.
Well,
and I don't think it's just
humble
because he
opinion.
was always yelling about puppies back in the 90s.
Yeah, that's perfect code code word for me, you know.
I mean, he's got to be. He's elderly at this point, right?
Yeah.
That's probably
I
why
mean,
they don't use him.
he had a heart attack on air at one point.
Did he? Why aren't we
Yeah.
showing that video?
That's a little too real, I think.
Okay.
I think I was watching. Was that during a pay-per-view or was it just a Raw?
I think it was just a Raw. He's 75 currently.
Oh, wow. But I bet you they were like, no, this is another Andy Kaufman thing. It's a bit. We get it.
Where's Tony Clifton?
You're not going to trick us again, King.
Oh my god, I've watched not to get on a weird sidetrack, but I just don't understand what was funny about him. Like overall, I know it's performance art more than comedy. But...
I always thought that Andy Kaufman was the kind of comedian that's like other comedians really like him and really appreciate what he did, whereas like a lot of fans and people watching it were probably like, this is weird. I don't entirely get it, but
a comedian's comedian.
Yeah,
his
like
wrestling
over
career was
time.
pretty. Yeah,
The wrestling was great.
his
Don't get me
wrestling
wrong
career is
about
funny
that.
because he almost exclusively wrestled women back in the day.
I
And it
thought
was
that
more
was
of a
genius.
I'm a man, so I'm obviously, even though I'm a string bean, non-athletic man, I'm clearly better than any woman. And I don't know if that's exactly something you could do these days, but like, because I think he had like a title belt that he went around. It was like an intergender title belt, and so
Yeah.
but he would always cheat to win and stuff like that. And then
That was all genius. Don't get me wrong. I'm talking about the stand-up.
yeah,
Yeah, the Mighty Mouse.
Yeah, it's just
just going out and reading Great Gatsby, if I
And-
remember from that movie.
and then doing like different like foreign guy accents. I don't know. It was just
Oh yeah, Taxi.
It wasn't played. You know what? It wasn't played back then though. So I guess I should. You know, it was the '70s.
All right, hot take. We found the clip. Don't worry, we got it.
Yeah, well, I was just looking at his Wikipedia, and there wasn't a controversy section, so he may or may not be canceled. I don't really know.
It's beautiful.
He was in on it. Now, what's this? I don't know what am I about to look at?
Yeah, this
Exotic
looks
Adrian
suspect.
Street. Do you ever hear of Gold Dust?
I don't
Rob?
disagree. You should work your cursor into your edits because
Smart.
that yeah, I don't disagree with you there. That's
Oh no,
that's a frame.
That's nothing controversial. Don't worry about it. You'll see once you hit start. No, but
That's our
Exotic
that's our
Adrian
thumbnail.
Street.
That's our thumbnail right
He's
there.
a wrestler that's a precursor to guys like Adorable Adrian Adonis and Gold Dust and people like that. And I think you'll get I think you'll get his vibe pretty quickly from watching the video.
He's a baby face and
No,
Okay.
he's
he's
not.
not.
Exotic.
He was a big tough guy who put on makeup and lipstick and stuff and teased up in his hair.
Okay.
And he would use his looks and the way that he dressed and everything to freak people out, but then he would also be like, I'm a big, strong, tough guy. And the video, it's like
That
double entendre
synthesizes
because
just
he's
too
talking
much,
about
man.
how strong he is. And listen to the lyrics. It's him just talking about how all his feats of strength and things, but it's a double entendre because of the
Yeah.
way he looks, freaking out the straight guys, saying, imagine what I could do to you.
Yeah.
oh my god, that's too.
Because this was
It's
in like
Rocky
the
horror.
this was in like the 70s, you know. So he was a precursor to a lot of modern type gimmicks.
Oh, I
'Cause he
see how
started
you
his
mean
wrestling
Gold
career-
Dust. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But because he started his career back in the 50s, actually. That's when he debuted. It was like 1957, I think.
That putting makeup on your opponent after you like knock him out, that's an awesome ring gimmick.
For a glam kind of wrestler.
Wow. Did you know about this guy beforehand, Joe, or is this like deep
Yeah, I've
digging?
known about him.
Deep
No.
digging into the genre.
Now
Because he was a bodybuilder and a UK tough guy before he got into pro wrestling, and then he kind of leaned into this gimmick as to be like a heel to like really like freak people out and make them uncomfortable.
Is him and Gary Glitter friends? I mean, this is going down a dark path.
No, that was his wife. That lady that you see in the video is his wife.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And she was actually one of the first female valets in the history of professional wrestling. She went by Miss Linda.
Oh, that was Miss Linda?
Yeah.
I actually know who that is.
Actually, like, with all the makeup, I don't think he improved on himself. Usually you're making yourself up to look pretty,
No.
Well, no, that's the thing. He's trying to freak people out. He's trying to make you feel uncomfortable because again, this was a different time.
Gotcha. Yeah, like the butterfly eye makeup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's very contemporary, honestly.
Because that kind of wrestler it's not really a thing these days now that a lot of wrestling fans
Well, it's
don't
transferred over to drag shows.
Yeah. But it's that kind of gimmick it has a name in Lucha Libre. They're called Exoticos, and it's more of a thing down there in Mexico and in that style of wrestling. Whereas
but they have a mask
it kind of died
on, right?
out with Gold Dust and stuff like that. That was kind of like the the end. And even there's a more modern guy named Dalton Castle who kind of leaned into that style, but didn't exactly go quite as far. Even though he did have his boys, which was there was a tag team of twins that would follow him around and wave him off with like feathers and stuff.
The Exoticos wear masks, though, right? Like they're not
all of them.
Oh, okay.
Not all Lucha Libre wrestlers wear masks, just a majority of them. Because that's all part of the money-making aspect of professional wrestling was where when you're wearing a mask, there's money in you eventually losing it, putting it on the line and that kind of stuff. And so that's why a lot of them do it. But it's also because they want to protect their personal lives, and they want to be able to go out, walk on the street, and not be recognized. Whereas you put on the mask, you go to the show, nobody knows who you are.
Because they will fight you in Mexico.
Mm-hmm. Back in the day, it was very serious. Like if you were a bad guy and like a white North American bad guy, and you were wrestling in Puerto Rico, you're kind of, if you were really like riled up the crowd, you were kind of taking your life into your hands.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's too bad it's not like that anymore.
How like Curly would go around and like people would just poke him in the eyes as he's trying to like live his life.
Oh my god, that must have been awful.
I'd imagine life in the 1930s was awful regardless.
Well, at least
people weren't as aware of characters.
Yeah, they didn't know that it was different, that it wasn't real life. So
they thought this was a documentary about three guys who hate each other.
Yeah. It's exactly like National Geographic.
All right, this guy is a bad motherfucker named Gary Albright. And this promo is very...
I see this. I see the scar.
The promo is very... That's not what you're here for. You're not here to listen to Gary Albright talk. We'll see... You can see on the name there, Monster of Suplex.
Was he in North America at all?
Oh, yeah. Well, he wrestled a little bit in North America, but he was much bigger in Japan.
I just wonder, if his gimmicks were any better.
Bolt thrower.
Well, he was bigger by comparison.
He was a legitimate amateur wrestler. He was a NCAA Division I runner-up. He wasn't a champion in NCAA, but he took second place out of Nebraska.
I would definitely cry. I would cry if I had to fight this guy.
That's Earthquake from WWF right there.
Yeah, we don't need whatever this song is.
I'm actually digging it.
Yeah, that he's built like a wall.
Yeah, he was a big dude. He was trained by Danny Hodge, Billy Robinson, and Lou Thez, who were all legitimate shooters in their day. They were not guys you wanted to mess around with.
I don't think you.
Look at that. That's Vader. He's throwing Vader around.
To just have this on their back, you can't train that.
Yeah.
Was he billed as like 7 foot 500 pounds? Or that's always classic. It's like
They up the
oh
stats.
my god, yeah.
I don't know if he
8
was quite
feet tall.
7 foot, but he was probably. They probably build him like 6'3" to 6'5".
I think he looks like he's 6'3" to 6'5". I would imagine he's like standing 7 feet tall.
Because
This
now
is
we're getting into it.
The music in the background is definitely just the Uploaders band.
Ye Lord.
Yeah, this is the Ye Lords.
It's
All
Bolt
right.
Thrower. Have you ever heard of?
Oh, is it Bolt Thrower? Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. I'm being stupid right now. I don't really listen to Bolt Thrower, but I appreciate
No, I'm not
it.
that. I'm not that much into death metal, but it works. Because now we're getting into some of the suplexes where he's legitimately trying to kill people.
Yeah, you just showed us like basically a snuff film in a way.
A lot of
This-
paralyzed people.
This is the kind of professional
this
wrestling
one,
that
oh,
I
this
like.
This seems
With Vader, oh my god, dude. Oh my god. That is devastating. Oh my god. Am I gonna get sued for doing that? Sorry.
Nah, nobody cares about Joey Styles.
I
Well,
love Joey
WWF
Styles.
certainly doesn't.
He's the man. Big up CCW.
it's like you can tell which guys have to like help him out by like jumping, and which ones just have no control. Like this guy's he's being tossed.
He's taken for the
Yeah.
ride.
Yeah, Vader had to like do a little move to help him out.
Yeah. I actually wanted to suggest another Vader match, but we'll do,
What's the score? Why am I seeing scores on the
That's a
top
good
right?
question.
Well,
Joe?
those matches were from a promotion called the UWF, which was a shoot style promotion, which is it's still professional wrestling, so the outcome is still determined, but the matches are put together in a way where it's more of like MMA influenced, where it's a lot of striking, suplexes, and submissions, and so it's meant to look a lot more realistic than the kind of North American wrestling that you'd see in like WWE these days.
So they literally keep score.
Sort of, yeah. I haven't watched a whole lot of UWF, but
But it's points for
Gary Albright
takedowns and stuff, right? Takedowns and strikes.
yeah, it was like a point system for some of them, I think. The UWF didn't last very long, even though it was pretty influential to a certain segment of wrestlers and wrestling fans. Because there was guys like Gary Albright, where it's like he's not an entertainer, he's not a charisma machine. He's a big bad motherfucker that's gonna drop you on your head until he wins.
Just a wall of meat.
Yeah.
Well, that was
Was he
Gary
what-
Albright.
He was just collegiate wrestler or football?
Yeah. No, he was a legitimate collegiate wrestler. He was he wrestled for Nebraska, which is a Division I school, and he was
Yeah.
I think in '86 he was a runner-up. He wasn't NCAA champion, but he got second place. And
He's just like corn-fed Nebraskan.
yeah. Well, he was
Yeah.
I think he was born on the East Coast, but he started wrestling in Minnesota and in places like in the Midwest and in the South and in Pennsylvania especially. Wrestling is especially amateur wrestling is a much bigger, more important sport. And
Can I say, like, he's just such a big guy, I could almost see, like, a door opening on his back and a littler person hopping out like he was controlling him the whole time, like a kaiju.
Yeah.
like a Master Blaster.
That's it. Yeah, it does look like there's another person within him.
There's
For
enough there's enough square footage inside his chassis.
And I find it troubling that he has a better degree than at least two of us.
That's fair. Very
Yep.
accredited University of Nebraska graduate.
Yeah.
He graduated, I'm assuming. But
I think so. I didn't really
Probably
look
got a
into that.
scholarship.
Yeah. I was more focused on the athletics part, but I'm assuming he graduated at some point.
with a degree in chemical engineering.
Yeah, he's like Dolph Lundgren. He's a doctor. No, but
Dr. Dolph Lundgren.
The funniest tidbit of trivia about Gary Albright, he is in the same family tree as The Rock. He's in the Anoa'i family.
Wow.
He married one of the Anoa'is, and so he's, whenever they show like a family tree of The Rock, and like, because all those Samoan guys are getting pushed very heavily in WWE right now. They got this bloodline storyline, and so they're always, and The Rock is, he's one of the biggest, most important guys in the history of the WWE. And so whenever they show like a family tree of his family and all the guys and like how they're related and everything, you're like, oh, there's Gary Albright in there.
So he's not 100% Samoan.
No, he's American.
He's just married in.
Yeah.
Yeah, he married in.
All right. Well, so
Actually, I was
say,
that's more of the style of professional wrestling that I'm into. Is the more athletics based.
This
stuff.
has gone.
And
It's gone full circle for me because today I was reading an article about The Rock getting plastic surgery for gynecomastia. So I'm like, bit of a surprise.
what is that?
What's
It's man memories.
Oh.
And you're like, you could do that?
Yeah, for real.
I mean, he can afford it. I think he's a billionaire.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, you can't. It's hard to control what gets bigger and what doesn't get bigger as you get. He's like in his 50s, right? The Rock.
Yeah, they said it was like in the
got
early
him.
2000s.
Oh, really?
I don't know what the deal was.
I mean,
We're gonna have
wrestling's
to
an
put it
aesthetic-based
in the
business.
comments
You got to
section.
look.
Let's go.
Let us know.
Let us know about
Let's
The Rock's
fucking go.
cosmetic
Put it in the
surgeries
comment
in the
section.
comments.
Perfect.
We're just going
Move
to posit all kinds of shit, and it's like, prove our bullshit.
Yeah, prove it. Disprove it.
Prove
And
it,
now
disprove it.
move-
That's cool. That's the other podcast. Prove it, disprove it. The must prove, disprove.
Yeah.
We're just going to talk a bunch of nonsense, and you have to tell us whether we're wrong or not. And we may or may
that's
not
your
listen.
problem now. It's your problem now.
So we're looking at the Steiner brothers this time. This is beautiful.
And now, well, it's one of the Steiners, and if the whiplash from going from Adrian Street to Gary Albright wasn't enough, we're going back to the goofiness of North American pro wrestling with perhaps one of the one of the biggest characters of all time, North American pro wrestling, Scott Steiner. He also was a collegiate professional wrestler. Well, not professional wrestler. He was a collegiate amateur wrestler, has a very, legitimate sports background, sports pedigree. But he's the guy on the left there, the guy with wearing the chainmail,
We have to be more specific
hat.
which chainmail hat man we're talking about. This guy?
Yeah,
He's
that
got
guy.
his January
That's Scott
6th
Steiner.
sunglasses on.
He's going to be the one giving the promo here, and this is the famous
I have a
Steiner
pair.
math promo.
I have a pair of those. I call them my J6ers.
It's for when you
I
want to
only
take a
have-
video of yourself in the front seat of your car and post it to your
it's-
Facebook.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
I only have prescription sunglasses, so I don't know.
So do I, but I wear them. They aren't. I wear them as a laugh. I can see without my glasses.
You can drive without your glasses.
Not really, no. But like if I'm going into like the pool or something, I'll just wear those. My American flag swim
Alright.
trunks.
Your Patriot, glasses.
Keeping this all in. Keeping this all in.
You can fucking leave all this in. I'll say it. I'll say it to President Donald Trump. I don't give a fuck.
All right. Well, back to simpler time. 2008. Scott Steiner.
Can I just say, like, I'm ignorant? Oh well.
What?
This is
So
a
you
promo.
gonna keep going?
Well, this is more of an audio thing.
So
yeah.
I shouldn't talk. We shouldn't talk over it. Okay. Can I
We can
just
do
say
it.
I'm ignorant? Like I thought the chainmail head thing was a Steiner Brothers only. So to see another guy in the chainmail head piece,
Well, he's trying to be Scott Steiner. He's trying to emulate Scott Steiner because he's a wrestler named Petey Williams, and he was more of a high flyer. And so they put like a little guy with the big muscular jacked guy, and Petey Williams is jacked as well. You can see, but he's trying to be like little Scott Steiner. He's like a scrappy dude, a Scooby Doo,
kind of a lightweight,
Mm-hmm. He's got to hit the creatine, and gain a few inches.
I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet.
This is the famous Steiner math promo, and you'll find out why.
Okay.
Heavyweight title at Sacrifice between you, Kurt Angle, and Samoa Joe. Now, before you get there, you have an important step tonight as you and X Division champion Petey Williams take on the unlikely duo of Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe.
They say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Samoa Joe, and you can see that statement is not true. See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beating me. And then you add Kurt Angle to the mix, your chances of winning drastically go down. See, the three-way at Sacrifice, you got a 33 and a third chance of winning.
Oh, shit.
But I got a 66 and two-thirds chance of winning because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me, and he's not even going to try. So
Professor Scott
Joe,
Steiner.
You take your 33 and a third chance minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 and a third chance of winning at Sacrifice. But then you take
this
my
is all tracking for
75%
me.
chance of winning. If we used to go one-on-one and then add 66 and two-thirds percent, I got 141 and two-thirds chance of winning at Sacrifice.
That's a big percent.
Secret Joe.
He has
The
more than
numbers don't lie.
100%
Yeah.
chance.
And they spell disaster for you at Sacrifice. See, but I'm going to break it down for all you ladies. Would you rather be with me, or would you rather be with Joe?
Well, I think Joe's kind of nice. I mean,
Yeah, I am.
See, you're one of those girls that like romance. I'm going to talk to all my freaks out there. Would you rather come home to me,
Holy
a
shit.
genetic freak, to be satisfied every night, or go home to that fat-ass Samoa Joe? See, tonight, we're going to win.
This took a
and I'm gonna
turn.
be the world
I
champion
know.
at Sacrifice. Come on, P. Let's go.
Scotty, just like you always say, big.
No, we can cut this now. There's no more. There's no more Scott Steiner.
Well, Maple Leaf Muscle is who you need to look up. Holler if you hear that.
Holler if you hear that guy.
Holler. Hard R on the holler.
He called him Smooth Pete. Smooth Pete. Like a little cat. Like a
is
little
it-
baby cat.
Is it PT or is it Petey?
Petey.
Pete with a Y on the end. Petey.
That's
That's the famous Scott Steiner, the Steiner math promo where he's breaking down all of the percent chances that Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle have to win. And as you can see, Scott Steiner was clearly going to win back there in 2008 because he had a, what did he say, 141 and two-thirds percent chance of winning?
That's right.
Mixing in percentages and fractions.
he's got a PhD in something, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got it's something genetic, I think. Something that goes along with lifting a lot of weights, and it's not creatine.
and getting dropped on your head more than on one occasion. And not even as a baby,
No, more recently.
I like how he made it a point to call out women that don't want problematic men in their lives.
They
He's
want
like,
romance.
You're not my type.
That was just
times have changed a little bit since the heights of Scott Steiner's career.
just to work that into a promo is just very sus.
To hear an actual opinion from a woman and be like, no.
No. You don't know what you want.
Very on brand.
Yeah, that's about right.
I think he's up for a cabinet position. Oh.
Also, this guy was probably like sleeping in his car, traveling 10 months out of the year, trying to wrestle.
I mean, he was probably getting paid pretty well. I don't know if he was sleeping in his car. He might have been, though, spending the rest of his money on protein, eating chickens and burgers and stuff. You don't get that big just with...
They transport themselves.
Yeah, a lot
I
of
had
them
my
do. Yeah.
smoothie this morning.
Your weight gain smoothie, your ultra weight gain.
Ah, just a little Greek yogurt. Get that protein boost.
Don't want to risk being small, Schuyler.
No, you gotta.
You got to get a smaller version of you that you could look down on and make fun of.
It's my
That was me.
homunculus.
That was me.
My homunculus. Oh no. Oh, you mean outside of my body? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, a different person that you put down and make yourself feel better, like Scott Steiner did with Petey Williams.
That's right.
I want a little person inside of me controlling my.
Like Gary Albright.
Yeah. Plus, like if you live in Pennsylvania like Joe or I, you know you gotta have that bigger frame. You know, there's always that bigger guy coming for your neck.
Yeah, they're farm strong around
Yeah,
here.
it's farm strong. It's farm strong.
Got a lot of Lennies walking around just ready to snap your neck.
And then don't even I'm like not even taking into account the Amish right now because they're usually pacifists. But don't mess with one of those guys.
Well, they're building. They're always sanding and churning and building.
Yeah, if you see one of them in the flesh, it's like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, how do you think they put up a whole barn in an afternoon?
Yeah.
It's true.
That's
If
what
you're
I'm saying.
Amish and you want to let us know about
Yes.
your workout, your protein routine, just let us know in the comments.
Well, if they're on Rumspringa, they can.
Yeah, leave
Yeah,
it.
let us know if you're on
in the comments.
Rumspringa in the comments.
Rumspringa comments.
Yeah.
We're doing a Rumspringa episode. That's
Yeah,
it.
we're going to do a Rumspringa episode.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Amish people
know.
getting out of pocket.
We're going to get canceled by the Amish community.
That's cool. They won't know anything about it.
They're not subscribing anyway, so it's fine.
We're not doing a Scientologist episode. It's just Amish.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't
And I feel like we maybe like highlight good things about the Amish
Sure. We can do that.
as well as making fun of them.
It can be funny and a highlight all at once. Yeah.
I mean, we're just talking about how hardworking and how jacked they are.
Yeah.
Those are compliments.
They ride their bicycle everywhere.
Or a horse and buggy, if you're out here where
Usually
I live.
bicycles. Usually bicycle, though. A lot of bicycles.
No, there's a lot of horse and buggies out here. I got stuck behind them.
That's when
Not
you're
all
with
the
your
time,
family.
but I have been.
That's when you're with your family, though. When you're running chores, it's a bicycle.
Are you guys in horse and buggy territory? I think I've seen a couple out in like King of Prussia.
Oh man, no, it's even more so. Yeah, you go a little bit further out, and
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because I'm west of Harrisburg right now, and that's solidly Amish country.
Yeah. Are there like do they have stands and like?
Oh, yeah.
ever-
it's all. Honestly, I shouldn't be talking shit. It's awesome living next to the Amish. We get
I don't
fresh,
think we said anything negative about them whatsoever.
fresh produce.
Just that they're not on YouTube probably. If
Some-
they're actually on.
Yeah, they're just never going to know what we have to say about them.
Sometimes it's not the friendliest smile, but they'll sell you produce.
You can probably buy some pretty cheap eggs from them these days.
Oh man, we're gonna get on the eggs. Okay.
What kind of world is this? Eggs are political. All right, we got to move on.
We already said enough of that about all this shit.
All right. So we got this is our last video.
Second to last.
Flew by. Second to
last?
last.
Oh yeah,
there's
you guys
one-
do the last one then.
Well, it's on the...
Okay, so it's on there. Okay, so we'll do the Sting takes off his mask is next.
Yeah, Sting, professional wrestler. He just retired last year. He was a professional wrestler since the 80s. After The Crow, he took a lot of inspiration from from that movie for his looks. But this is a video all about how Sting is also not just a great professional wrestler, but a master of disguise.
Brandon Lee, rest in peace.
Okay. Oh.
Fucking
Oh
necessary.
my God, who is that?
Whoa!
Oh, it's Sting.
Whoa.
Because if you could believe, he kept doing it. Nobody figured it out.
Holy shit.
Nobody knew. Oh.
Oh my God, he's gonna knock this guy out. This punk. Wait, who is that? But he's under a mask. Who could it possibly be?
I can't tell by the
Wait
hair.
a minute.
Whoa!
It's Sting.
They kind of. It seems like they kind of skimped on the makeup on that last one. He really sweated it off.
Yeah,
Were
we was a little older there.
Was there
Probably
two? It was almost like he had a mask over a mask at one point.
I think he's just been wearing the mask for like 3 hours. It was like, no, I'll keep it on. It's cool.
Yeah, it got rubbed off a little bit there in that last one, but
I think
So
it was an edit at the early part of the video, but it almost looked like he removed a mask and then removed another mask. But that was just 2 clips.
he had a
there's
wig
no
on.
double
He had a wig.
I mean,
he took a wig off and then the mask.
He did have a wig at one point.
Even though it was another long black hair wig over
just
his
like
long
his
black hair.
Oh, there it is.
Holy shit! I'm just blown away by this. Is that RVD? Yeah.
Yeah, that's RVD.
Yeah, legend. So is Sting, of course.
Is Sting the same guy from WCW with the bleach blonde hair?
Oh yeah.
Yep, that was
The
Sting
This is
before
just him.
Crow Sting.
Yeah.
That was what we refer to as Surfer Sting.
Surfer Sting. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like known as the same guy.
Absolutely.
Yes,
It's
yeah, he's the same guy,
Same
all right.
human person.
It's just that
But like they don't pretend like it's a different
no.
person.
No, he was Surfer Sting early on. Before that's when he had like half of his face painted. Well, not half. It was
Like a
more
butterfly.
Like, yeah, it was like
a
A butterfly.
it was just partially painted, not completely painted, like Crow Sting, which is what he moved into later. And then even further on into his TNA career, after the Dark Knight came out, he started doing his face up like the Heath Ledger Joker.
Yeah.
For some reason,
It's a good.
and that really didn't get over quite as much as Sting or as Crow Sting, and then that's what he went back to in AEW when he for his last few years when he retired. Before he retired,
There's a fun fact about Sting is he's never saw The Matrix. So if he had, it would have been an alternate reality.
hey, they got the trench coats from him.
It's like red pill, blue pill. There's a whole timeline.
He's
The
still
two
in that
genders,
cocoon.
Surfer Sting and Crow Sting.
Okay, so did you send me the that other one?
It's on the spreadsheet. Just look up Sting Sprite commercial.
Did you guys
Yeah,
add more
Sprite, the
columns?
soda.
Not to talk shop, but did you add more columns to that sweet spreadsheet?
I just went past clip 5.
You just went past and you didn't label it or put any borders or anything?
No.
Nope.
That's fucking anarchy. That's madness.
Okay, one of these
Sheets
looks a
is
little better than the
trash.
other one. I think maybe try. I think go to the next one down. I think it looks a little better.
Hot take.
Yeah.
Sheets is trash.
Sheets is trash.
Not sheets as in with a Z on the end, but Google Sheets.
What's Sheets with a Z? Oh, is that the? It's
You've
like
never
a
been in
gas
Pennsylvania.
station,
You've
right?
never been west of Philadelphia.
I
No,
knew
I've
I
been
was.
to Sheets.
I knew I was gonna fuck you up with that one.
You did. Oh, hold on. I thought that was just like I don't know, like a brand of like blunt rolls or something. Be
Okay.
right back.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
We're so close too.
Yeah.
What are you unplugging and plugging in? What's going on?
Yeah, I hear that too. I don't know.
Oh, I wanted to. There's some more shtick I wanted to say about the Steiner chainmail thing. It's like what you clean your cast iron pot with. It's like that metal. It wasn't that good. It's fine.
He just bought a bigger one.
Yeah, I could see that.
No, I think you got to get those like form fitted. You know,
It's
you got to
chain
get that
link.
from a blacksmith.
Well, this is all just lost genius comedy. So.
Okay, let's see if I. So this.
What are you
Here go, my
doing?
comic book collection.
What are you doing right now?
This is Sting.
Oh wow, you have Sting. You have WCW comics.
You have a Sting comic?
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that?
that's Surfer Sting.
Oh wow,
This
yeah,
is
that's
Surfer
Sting.
Sting.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pre-white mask and white painted face.
Mm-hmm. Back when everybody had
I
bleach
think
blonde
it's the
hair.
better gimmick.
I
honestly
like
think
the bleach blonde.
I think it's a better gimmick.
Because he was a bad guy back then, if I remember right. Sometimes he was more of a bad guy then than when he was a Crow Sting.
Like even
Yeah,
better
man.
for me. You know. Do you have a bunch
Yeah.
of those? Like.
I got a handful. Got this one. He's hitting someone with a chair.
Is that from Marvel?
Is that Cactus Jack?
Looks
I
like
believe
Cactus
so.
Jack.
This
It's
is
Marvel.
Yeah, Marvel.
Yeah.
This is how old I am.
Yeah, can you get those in a bag, boarded and bagged, please? What am I looking at right now?
It's
It's
triggering, Sky.
Yeah, this is not.
Hold on.
Get some acid-free boards and get some polypropylene bags, and you bag and board them.
Okay.
Because those are
well,
collector's items, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm never selling them, so it doesn't matter.
You can get them graded too. You can get them graded and put in a little
They're gonna be buried with me someday.
lining your casket.
That's right. Just these. Okay. So
You
time
were
for our last
plugging.
video.
You were plugging and unplugging things at rapid pace. What is happening?
Oh, it's just my computer wanting to die. It's fine. I wouldn't
Just
worry
freaking
about
out,
it.
changing inputs.
Sorry to
Well-
peel back the veil.
This last commercial, also starring Sting. This was for this. I think this was pre "Don't try this at home, kids" kind of era because it really sets a bad example, and you'll see.
Oh, this was a try this at home type.
Yeah, this was really this was more of an encouragement to kids. Try drink Sprite and then do this.
Okay. Drink Sprite and do this, kids.
Wow, the stinger.
Timmy, I'm from the Dream Come True Fantasy Foundation. You ready to wrestle?
You bet. Mom, Dad, it's really him.
Yep. Rightfully
Hold on.
worried parents.
Let's get right into it.
Now I'm ready. It looks so real.
Point your thirst.
Oh my god, that was so awesome. I love that.
That was sweet.
Does that say who the
Yeah.
who's the ad guy on that? Because production. Oh my god, those guys were geniuses. That was
Yeah, I
so
think-
funny.
Because after a time in the 90s, WWF was all about, don't try this at home, kids. We don't want to be blamed if you pile drive and kill your little sister or something, But I think that commercial really gives the wrong impression of
Dude,
whether or not you should be trying these professional wrestling moves at home.
Hold on, keep that screen up. If you guys are looking for ad men, Low Lintus and Partners out of New York, that's those guys are geniuses.
I'm sure they're still around. They're still in business
I think
today.
I've
Clearly,
I'm
they
sure they're
gotta
still
be.
in business. They
I'm
must
pretty
be.
If they're
sure
making
I've
stuff like
actually-
that.
I think I've done a commercial with Hungry Man production company.
Hungry man.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was at the end of it, but because that was just the better looking commercial. The other one, the quality wasn't as good.
Well, for Hungry Man production, the craft services are TV dinners, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, we did it, guys.
Thank
did
you.
it.
Feels good.
Another week in the books.
Another episode in the books, and we learned. I don't know if we learned anything.
No, you're not going to learn anything from
You guys-
professional wrestling.
Honestly, though, you guys gave me this very false sense of achievement, and like last Friday when we signed off, I had a Klondike bar, and I might just do it again.
You earned it.
I'm going to go
I
throw a
guess
little
it is
kid through a break
afternoon.
front.
Yeah, it's afternoon for me. I could have one after lunch or whatever,
Yeah, so just go and try some professional wrestling moves at home after you drink a Sprite.
Yeah. Well, let us know how it goes. If your parents love it, leave it in the comments.
Try some Gary Albright suplexes on your little brother or sister. It'll go
God.
well.
Don't, guys, come on. Let's just.
Oh, this is where we go too far.
Well, I
This is
just,
it.
I'm concerned now.
Don't do this at home.
Don't do it at home.
Don't do this at
God,
home.
no.
These are trained professionals, regardless of what it looks like.
And if you want
Even though
to,
a lot of it looks really goofy.
and they don't put this in the the block of words when they say don't try this at home. But the reason you don't try this at home, you could Google just the worst stories ever. So, ending on a downer, but there you go.
Well, you don't want to try it at home. You want to try it in the ring and make some money.
Yeah, try it in the ring. Train.
Yeah.
You-
Go
if
become
you
a
wanna-
professional wrestler.
Yeah, if you want to do that, train. It's train.
Go become the next Adrian Street.
Yeah. Start as an amateur.
Yeah, and make sure you share videos with your friends because this is a lot of fun. So join us next time on the Must View Review. I'm Robert. We got Schuyler and Joe.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh,
Check
yeah,
us out
thanks for
next
having
time.
me.
Peace.